Hi, my name is Paula Escobar. I'm an architect and urbanist, and today Mustafa and I will be talking about my experience living on a boat. I hope you enjoy a lot our conversation.
Thank you so much for listening to Urbanistica podcast. I am Mustafa Sharif, an urban planner, and you're more than welcome to join my big journey of exploring the making of smarter and more livable cities. Please don't forget to follow Urbanistica on the different social media platforms, and also let's connect on LinkedIn. Big thanks to Urbanistica podcast partner AFRI. AFRI is an international engineering and design company providing sustainable solutions in the fields of energy, industry, and infrastructure. Are you ready for a new episode? Let's go for it. So hello again, Paula. How are you?
I'm good.
So we did the episode about your thesis, and thank you so much again for giving your time to record bonus episode for us. And it's gonna be about you living in not in a house or flat on the ground.
Not anymore.
Where do you live now?
Now I live on a boat. I come from Bogota, Colombia, that is exactly like in the center of the city, of the country, 2,600 meters above the ocean. So this was not a dream. This is not what I planned. This is not what I thought that was going to happen. And this is, I think that mainly something that I didn't know that could happen. That is a possibility. But here I am.
Yeah, but okay, so tell us about the background. Like how did it happen that now you're living in the boat? What was the start of all this story?
Well, I have to honestly give the credit to my partner. He's Norwegian, and
his
here
name?
in Norway, Jonas.
We give a shout out to Jonas.
Yeah, probably you say it better than me. He says that I can't pronounce his name, but anyway.
Okay, that's fine.
So yeah, Jonas, he's a pilot. He's Norwegian, and here in Norway, I didn't realize before, but it's a little bit like Venice. It's like there's a lot of archipelagos, there's a lot of islands, and boat is a very good way to move in the country. So he did grow up with boats, not like me. And for a while he was looking for his dream home, and he actually couldn't find it. So he started thinking about boats. So he was living in Spain when I was doing my Erasmus. I was traveling there. I don't know if you know the app Couchsurfing. It's an app the idea is like to make traveling cheap, that you can stay in my couch. For all the people that want to travel cheap, I have used it in Mexico, Spain, Italy, so many places, and I got very good experiences. But it really, a lot of people, I know that a lot of people is like scared of the idea of it.
Yeah, like how can you trust the person that's gonna host you?
Yeah, well, trust.
Do you guarantee?
Yeah, no, it's like, yeah, well, clearly be careful. Try to don't do so many weird things that someone knows, like, the basic, that someone knows what are you doing, where are you, these kind of things. But it is very nice because it's basically an app based on trust. It really is.
So you use it in many cities, right? Mexico, Madrid, right?
Yeah, Italy, the Netherlands, and I think that was it.
And every time it works perfectly, like the host.
Every time it has been awesome. I have been ending up in like super beautiful houses in the mountain. Very good friends after that. People that the idea of the app is that the person that hosts you maybe also becomes like your tourist guide.
Yeah.
but also if they can't, if they are working, that's also completely okay. So like there's no any real level of commitment. You really find out that yourself. So that definitely has been an awesome experience for being able to travel cheaply and to get to know the city through the eyes of someone that lives there, not through the 10 best places to do something.
Yes. So yeah.
I was traveling to Northern Europe and I used the app and I ended up meeting Jonas. And this is actually a fun story because you normally should write like a nice message in English, like, I don't know, saying more about you, maybe proposing like, I will cook a Colombian dish for you or something like that. This time I was very bad at it. And you also should read the profile. This time I didn't read the profile, anything, but me. But he accepted me. Yeah, okay. So the day when I asked him, like, hey, can you send me please the location? He sent a location in the middle of the water. And I was like, this is why you should check people's profile.
I don't trust this app anymore.
Yeah. It said, it was everything on the profile. It says, I live on a boat in capital letters.
You didn't read.
It was my fault. Yeah. It was me who didn't read.
Yes.
But it was there, like on the picture behind.
And you'd be like, oh, fuck.
Okay. Yeah. This is a good moment for reading the profile.
Yes.
So, well, at the end, I stayed there. Super amazing experience. And then we stay in touch. And then I lived for a while in Italy, and then I chose to come back, and we were still in touch. So we end up living together, and it has been an awesome experience to live on a boat. Yes, same boat. Is
So now explain to me, like from more like architecture, city planning, mobility, like how's the boat look like? And also, like, tell me about the infrastructure, like water, electricity. Can you move?
Yeah, so it's a motor boat of 38 feet, I think, approximately 12 meters. And you normally, there's two options. Like, you can stay in a marina, and the marina provides electricity. The water comes from the water system of the city. And that's basically the services that the marina gives you. But there's also options in places where it's most common to have a boat, like here in Norway, or maybe in Berlin, or maybe in the Netherlands, to have like docks, to have like a platform where you can basically park your boat and access to different services through that. So. For example, the water, we have a 350-liter tank of water.
Which option you have now?
The city? Right now we are in a marina.
Okay, yeah. And you pay like monthly for the services, right?
Yeah, that's awesome, because there's normally, well,
it's awesome to pay.
Different cities, yes, because it's very cheap. In different cities of Europe, there is a lot of marinas in different areas. In the center, for example, nowadays, for example, a room in Rotterdam, the Netherlands, is approximately 600 euros for something that is not so good. It's very hard to get. You don't get, for example, an address and all this like bureaucratic part of it. So it's very complicated, and instead with the boat, you pay. It changes per size. You pay according to the size of the boat, and there's also some difference between marinas. But you pay approximately 200 euros per month for having your boat there. So that's awesome.
For the space, parking space, electricity, water, and post address.
It depends. The electricity, sometimes it's included, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's included in summer, but not in winter. So it changes a little bit. And the post, it also depends a lot of every country, because there's country where there's officially not legally to live on a boat. But yeah, so it's actually very cheap, and you can live on the center of the city, and that's pretty awesome.
So what do you have now? Do you have water and electricity from the marina?
Yes, right now we have water, electricity. The electricity is included right now. Yeah, it's completely included. The internet, some marinas offer it, but so far it has not been the best experience. So we have our own, um, and that's it basically.
Do you how do you connect? You just plug in the electricity cable, and about the water?
There's like the floating deck, then there's like fingers, and then there is the tower of electricity, and you just connect, and well, they have their readings there.
Yeah. And how is it with the sewage? Like you go to the toilet and so on?
There's different kinds. For example, in the Netherlands, I don't know if everywhere, but at least where we were, there's there's no sewage. You just use the toilet and it goes immediately to the water, and that's okay and legal. There's other places like in Norway that you need a specific tank, and the tank only can be emptied like I don't know, like 50, so like 20 minutes into the ocean, or you have to use the toilet on land. So yeah, it changes a little bit from place to place.
And what do you have?
Right now, since we were in the Netherlands and we didn't need a tank, we are on the process of installing a new tank.
Because you're in Norway.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So now it changes, and it also changes a lot. For example, this boat was originally made in Spain, so that the winter in Spain and in Norway is pretty different. So we need to do some isolation. We in Netherlands we got a new heating system that works super well. We need, for example, I think that the biggest issue of living on a boat is the humidity. So we need a dehumidifier. And yeah.
So how big is the boat? Like, do you have rooms? How many square meters? Do you have like an office, a room, a place to put your clothes, a kitchen?
Well, square meters, I'm not really sure, but it's basically a small apartment, very well used and organized. We have rent different apartments around the world that are like super big, but you don't enjoy the space because it's just like empty space. So the boat has two rooms. The main room, that is a nice size, smaller than an apartment, but it's a okay size. And the guest room, that the guest room is like a slash office, a slash pantry, a slash dining room. But if you're organized, it works very well.
Yeah, then you can manage. Yeah.
And then we have a tiny kitchen that we have one stove, and it works perfectly well, at least for two people. We joke about it. We had like our kitchen dance. We never had an accident. It works well. We have one toilet, and we have an actually quite big living room that it is very nice. And then we have also like the back deck, that is basically an exterior living room. Then we have the flybridge, like the area on top, and then we have also the front of the yacht. So it's actually very, very nice. It's just enough for two people. We need to be very organized all the time. What else can I tell you? Yeah, it's very well intelligent used space.
Yeah. So you have a sleeping room, or you sleep in the living room? Where do you sleep?
In the main guest room, in the main room. It is a double bed. It has a lot of mirrors for making the space bigger. The closets are more like drawers, more than big areas. It has a lot of different kind of storage. And yeah, we have a small fridge. But it really works very well for two people. Yeah, you definitely need to be organized, need to put the things in their place, check some things here and there, but it works very well. Actually, it has been an awesome experience.
So you park it, and so you go to grocery, and like, how do you do grocery and buy what you need?
There is here in Norway. It's very common to use smaller boats like dinghies for doing groceries when you are going to the cabin in the woods and stuff like that. For us, we are very close to the city, so we do it like normal people, just by walking. But it would be possible if we had a smaller dinghy, because we wouldn't want to move our home every time to the supermarket. But it is definitely possible to move it. That's what we just did right now. When we met, we were in Spain. Um, I was starting to do my internship in January in the Netherlands, so that's winter. So we couldn't move ourselves from Spain to the Netherlands. Also, it was Corona time, so it was very complicated with COVID and everything. Um, so that time we have to put the boat in a ship and ship it from Spain to the Netherlands. When it arrived to the Netherlands, we lived there for a couple of months while I worked. And then we again had to move again in winter. So it was a little bit complicated, but we did the first part of the trip from Rotterdam to Norway through the canals and rivers. So that was very okay, because you don't really take into account much the weather. But then we arrived to Germany, and we needed to jump and to do one day through the ocean from Bremerhaven to Cuxhaven in northern Germany. And that part we couldn't. We tried 3 times. The weather was
Okay.
because this was the first time that was through the ocean, not
Yeah.
through rivers.
Yeah.
And it was February, yeah. And we couldn't. We just wait 2 weeks, and it was impossible. So we had to leave the boat there for a while while the weather got better. And we came back in April, and in April, yeah, we just did it well. And then through Germany, and from Kiel to Norway, it was super nice, super easy. It was one of the best weathers we had, and especially in Denmark, super blue skies, super blue ocean, no wind. It's really like, that's the image that that I relate to heaven.
So nice. So are you going to stay on the boat during the winter as well now, or no, just summertime?
The plan is to stay it's our permanent home, so we do have to do some isolation and to check some things here and there. But yeah, the plan now is to finish the summer here in Tonsberg mainly, and then move to Oslo with the boat.
Yeah. And how is it like when it comes to address? Like if somebody wants to email, send you a post, or a gift?
Well, right now, since we just arrived to Norway, I'm not so sure. Also, because first we stay with some friends, so that's our official address. And since we are going to move now, we are not checking that much. But in the Netherlands, you have to apply for an address. You don't get an address immediately. You have to apply it, and it can be a little bit of an annoying process, but it is possible. Or if not, there is the like Army of Salvation addresses,
Yeah.
or just like box address, and that can be good options. But if not, you need a good friend to borrow their address.
So what are like the biggest challenges while you living in a boat?
Well, I would like to tell you first about the best things. Everyone normally asks about the movement. Like, are you not dizzy all the time? And actually, the movement is the best part of it. Like, I guess that's how it
You mean like,
feels to
yeah,
be
yeah, like the boat is not
inside of.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
And it's awesome. I really think that's how it must be to be inside of your mother's tummy. Like that. Yeah. So the movement is very nice, and the sounds are also, when it's raining, the wind, you are really aware of what's happening.
Yeah.
It's not like a flat that you just close the door.
You're not isolated, yeah.
Exactly. You're very, very involved. You see like the the fishes. In the Netherlands, there was ducks, there was turtles, there was big fishes, a lot of birds. So it was very beautiful, like the connection with nature. And I think that it's also nice that mm, everyone has like good vibe around the boat. That's cool.
So these are the good things.
Mm-hmm. And the challenges, well, you definitely need to be organized, especially when you are two. You do need to eventually learn to drive the boat, some of mechanics. There's always something to fix. It's a little bit of a hobby. It's a project. It's not like an apartment that is already done perfect and you don't need anything else. No, here you always need to check, to clean, to improve. Clearly, for example, your soaps need to be completely ecological because they go directly to the water. Um, and what else? No, I honestly love to live on a boat.
How about like the trash? Like you need to gather the box and then.
Yeah, well, here in Norway, that you have so many different kind of trash thing that I love and completely support, it becomes a little bit harder. It will be easier if you just put everything in one, but yeah, you just need to find the best way to do it, where to keep everything, and then you just the marina has their own big containers.
And is it not smelly?
No, it has a particular smell. It is different to an apartment. So there's sometimes a little bit of humidity smell that can be improved through the humidifier to cleaning very often. Um, and yeah, like the a lot of salt smell, I guess, because we are on the ocean. Um, yeah, or a little bit, since something that is amazing is that it is a 360 view. You have glass everywhere. Because this one is not a sailboat. It's not, you don't go down. So at some point, yes, you go down, but the main living room, it is 360 degrees of windows and light. So sometimes it feels a little bit like a greenhouse.
Do you
Mm,
can you like by living in a boat? Do you practice your social life just like you're in a city? Like if friends ask you to go out with them, to join them at the restaurant, or like to go to a club, or to like are you having the normal social life or no? Because you're living in the boat, it makes it a bit difficult.
yeah, well, right now I don't have so much social life because I just arrived. I don't have that many friends. If someone wants to be my friend, but yeah, no, it's normally it becomes like the epicenter of everything. Everyone wants to, let's go to the boat.
Yeah.
Sure,
Okay.
come. We also have kayaks,
Yeah.
so it is fun to do. So yeah, the only thing that maybe it's hard to do is dinners for more than 4 people. The space for sitting comfortable to eat, you can, a lot of people can sit and party and hang, but comfortably to eat more than four, it becomes a little bit more complicated.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, the rest is completely normal.
Yeah. Do you? So this is like living in a boat. Is you should have like the passion for this and hobby. It's not like just for fun, because it's a lot of things you need to take care of.
Yeah, well, you can do it. I mean, Jonas did it for passion. I did it because life presented to me, and
You
I
did it
have
for
it
love.
has grown on me. Yeah, it has grown on me, and it's definitely fun. And I think that is something everyone can do. Yes, you need to be more aware. You
Yeah.
need to know that it takes a little bit more of effort, and you definitely need to be organized. Well, you can have a bigger boat if you want and be a little bit more messy. Um, but I think that you can grow on it. It can grow on you,
Mm.
and also I think that it is a very intelligent way to live. Now, like a little bit about architecture and
Yeah.
urbanism, it is a very intelligent way to a little bit of escape the system, the bubble housing that is really crazy right now.
Yeah.
I was just talking with my best friend in Australia, and she just can't find any decent place for any decent amount of money. So you can escape a little bit of that. And so you can do also, a lot of people I have known does it for save money for a while.
Okay.
So they live on a boat for a while, and that gives them the possibility to then buy their own place, because it's definitely much cheaper. If you're a person like me that you want to keep traveling around the world, this is a nice opportunity, because it's nice to travel and to experience all of this, but it's not so nice to have to buy bed sheets and pots every time you arrive to a new place and then leave them behind.
Yeah, true. That's true. But does it mean that you can you can go to any city with the marina and you can stay there for a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, especially in Europe. This is a way too small boat for crossing the ocean.
Yeah.
It will be kind of possible, but you will need like a gas station in the middle of the ocean. So not really. For that, it's better a sailboat. But yeah, inside of Europe, it is completely possible. We can go right now to for example, a place where I really want to live is Denmark, and it is completely reachable. This is here. It's possible to do. Mm-hmm.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
I have known people that they are already retired and still choose to live on their boats. People with kids, guys alone, women alone. So it is definitely a nice way to try to define our living situation in different ways, and also how to be more aware of our impact. And different ways of living, how also these new ideas can contribute to architecture.
Because I can imagine if you're living in this very limited space, you cannot buy anything you want, and you need to be very smart in everything you buy, and like how many clothes you have, shoes, and anything, right?
Exactly. And that is something that I personally love. I love to constantly have to ask myself, do I really need this?
Exactly.
How much am I going to use it? Like, for example, I really would like to have a waffle maker, but am I going to use it more than, I don't know, three times per year?
True.
Maybe the first year, but then after, it is things you have to save. So how you use it, and I also try to have like very intelligent wardrobe, to just don't buy a lot of shoes that I'm not going to use in a daily basis.
When you travel, do you need a permission when you enter somewhere, or how is it like? Because I guess you use the GPS to travel,
Yes.
and then like to enter a country. Do you need a permission or to apply for something?
No. Well, nowadays there's all kind of electronic system, GPS, step sound. There's so many things that make it so much easier. But no, you don't need especially inside of the European Union.
Yeah.
When you come to Norway, you do have to inform that you arrived. What did you bring in, and all these kind of things. But for just crossing, no, you don't need to do anything. When it was Corona, it's supposed that you did needed to go to the closest port and show your test and all of that. But in general, no, it can change a little bit from place to place.
Nice. So it's like freedom, right? Like when it comes to traveling.
Yeah, it's freedom in terms of well, you're bringing your own home. If you know how to do it, if you have all the experience, you can do it quite easily. This is still a motor boat that works with fuel, so that is not so cheap.
Yeah, is there like stations for that, or?
Yeah, there's just a normal fuel station. We use the same diesel as cars.
Okay.
They are just on the water. So that actually was a little bit hard during this trip, because the majority of them were closed because it was winter. So more than once we had to go with our cans to the car gas station. So yeah, that part is not so cheap, and at the end you completely rely on weather. That has been a very big lesson, Doesn't matter how much you want it. Doesn't matter if you have a deadline of arriving the 1st of February. If the weather doesn't allow it, there's nothing more important than your safety. So that's it. And weather completely unreliable. So that's a very big lesson.
So what is the plan now? Like you want to stay on the boat or no? Like it's about now saving some money and then going back home to the land.
No, honestly, my dream has always live around the world to live, make my life in Europe and to get to experiences a lot of different places from Japan to New York and to keep doing it. I would like that my base camp is in Scandinavia. I'm not so sure about Norway yet. We will see if I survive the winter. I will tell you. But the idea is definitely to stay in the whole world, mainly in Scandinavia, in the boat.
Okay.
That's the plan. Now, yeah, the idea is to get a job in Oslo and to keep living on the boat, upgrading certain things, maybe eventually, after saving some money, get a bigger boat because this boat it is perfect. It's very nice, but Jonas has been living on the boat for approximately 7 years. I have been living in the boat for approximately 3 years, but we have been traveling, so I spent 10 months in Colombia and things like that. So it is a good moment for a change, for a little bit of a bigger one, but that also allows to keep moving freely. When you go too big, then it becomes much more expensive. Then you have to pay much more for insurance and these kind of things because you do need insurance for moving and just for existing. You need insurance in case of you causing damage to others.
Okay. And then like how is the relation between the boat and the city? Is it like accessible with buses like the marina, and is it easy to go like from your boat to do grocery or to like visit I don't know, a shopping center or stay in a park? Is there a connectivity? Like let's talk about Norway now.
So far, well, in the Netherlands, there was very good connectivity. The marinas were really in the center of the city. We had an amazing view just in the center of Rotterdam, where is the windmill. I don't know if you have been there, but there's only one mill in in Rotterdam, and we were just there. It was perfect. Um, so there it really the Netherlands has a very good system and everything is connected through bike. That's really something that we need to implement, and it's also connected to the well-being paradigm. In the other places in Spain and in Norway so far, yes, it is well enough connected. I'm not so sure if everywhere, but in general terms, is easy to live and it's okay. There's also like more industrial marinas or ports. That's for example, if you have a super big boat luxury yacht, you have to stay there. You have to stay in the industrial part because it's too big.
Do you also do like this boat parties and so on?
Yes. They are fun.
Yeah, yeah. So like
Whenever you come to Oslo, you're
yeah,
welcome.
yeah. Or maybe you can just come to Stockholm. It's I think
Yeah.
you haven't been here, right?
We were in not in Stockholm, but in Gothenburg.
Okay. Yeah.
Like that area of the coast. We wanted to take from Kiel. We wanted to take the route that passes through Copenhagen and closer to, but we were not so certain about the weather in that moment, so we took the other route that skipped that part. But definitely, we do want to do it.
I mean, so nice. Yeah, yeah. But like, pass by Stockholm. It's a really beautiful city.
Yeah, I would love to. As soon as possible, I will take my backpack again or my boat.
So, like, the last question: as a girl, grow up in urban areas in a dense city. Do you miss being in a city, like living in a city?
This is like very important question. Yes, I miss it a lot. I love cities. Bogota It is really an amazing city. Please, you and everyone here listening the podcast, please visit Latin America, Colombia, Bogota. It's a huge city that has a lot to offer. It's approximately 10 million people, and it's awesome how many things you can find. There's always an activity. So with that being the place where I grew up, and then my passion to towards cities, and me choosing to learn and to explore my life through cities, I definitely prefer I prefer or the woods, like no one, or a huge city with a lot of people. Tiny towns, they're not so much my thing. So I'm eager about going to Oslo, and I also see in the city like there's so much people, so much happening that there's a freedom of anonymity. No one knows who I am, no one knows what I'm doing, no one cares maybe, and that's nice.
This is what I also love about big cities. Yeah, yeah, you're right.
That's very nice. It's like yeah, that a lot of freedom, and to see people sometimes dressing so different to you and seeing, oh wow, I wouldn't have done that, but definitely it's possible.
Yeah,
So it opens much more possibilities to connect with different people and to just
yeah,
do more things, museums, and I do want to be in a big city, and I miss it.
yes. So okay, maybe I have one more question now. So what is like your learning from living in a boat?
First, that there's so many possibilities that you don't know that there is possibilities doesn't mean that they exist or not. The possibilities are there. You need to find a way to explore and to find them because they are there. Um, and the other one is how, like, the contrast of how connected I can be with nature in the boat, and how aware I can be of there's a lot of wind, it's raining, it's a very nice day. And in apartment, I remember that I could just close the curtains, and that was it, and I will be able to completely disconnect myself from everything, and that's also nice. But I really appreciate the like the awareness of living on a boat. I really enjoy numbers, just numbers. So to be able to know that I use approximately 350 liters of water every 2 to 3 days, it's something that I really like.
Yeah.
I really would like that at the end of life there was like the stats.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you drank so many liters of milk. You did this and this. And also it's like how much what is the effect of our existence, what is the print that we are living, how much does a person from high income spends in electricity, because if you have dishwasher and laundry machine and TV and so many things, you use a lot. Maybe when there's a person of lower income that doesn't have all those possibilities, it's not using that much, and how we can also balance it.
Interesting.
So I enjoy those numbers.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for sharing your story, and hopefully see you in Stockholm with your boat and Jonas.
Yeah, hopefully. Thank you so much, Mustafa. It was a great experience, and again, thanks for opening the conversation and giving these opportunities.